Hello and welcome to IT Chronicles 10 in Tech. We're here at Knowledge 17 with my co-host, Kirstie Mcgowan.
Hi, Carlos.
And Amit Singh from Alcor.
Hello.
Welcome. Amit, so you and I met, I think, about a year or so ago for the first time.
That's correct.
But Alcor has been around for 3-4 years now, roughly?
That is correct, yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you guys do, you know, clients that you're helping with, and just tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I still remember we became a ServiceNow partner early 2013. That's when we wrote our first proposal. 13, and then so 14, 15, 16 became a gold partner, probably one of the fastest growth stories in that sector. In ServiceNow, we cover the waterfront. We are a platform partner. So everything from IT to HR to CSM to security,
Nice.
we work on that. Our logo really is enabling cloud.
Okay.
And essentially ServiceNow is a single pane of glass through which we see all the technologies.
Right, right. So, I know Arnold, we've spoken, so it sounds like you guys are getting a lot more into the security side now too. You're looking at that opportunity?
Yes, for a while now. It's very interesting when ServiceNow came into the market with, here, let's look at the resolution side of IT security threats. That was like music to our ears.
Sure.
So we had been in the incident prevention detection space for a little while now, doing vulnerability analysis, threat perception analysis. We partner with several leading technology firms in security space. We're a silver partner to FireEye.
Okay.
We work with Qualys, Cisco and Palo Alto are both clients of ours as well. So a pretty rich history of talking to CISOs as well as I would even say board members about security and its impact on business value, and have been driving those conversations ever. So SecOps that ServiceNow has launched completes our offering from prevention, detection, and finally resolution as well.
Right.
Comes a full circle.
Right. Yeah, security is obviously, it's huge. I mean, so what sort of issues do you find you're solving for your customers in that space?
So a lot of the times what we are seeing is that people take a very point approach, point solutions. It's, hey, I'm responsible for network, so I'm looking at network. Hey, I'm responsible for end user devices, I'm looking at that. And when something happens, security teams are also historically been a little separate from IT teams.
Absolutely.
And so when you're responding, they've got their own methodologies, own way of looking at things.
Right.
And I think that integration has been one of the major challenges.
Right.
The second thing that's been big is let's look at security as a holistic approach from business perspective. What threats or what kind of things can either bring your business down, really impact the ROI of your, just the value of your business, right? Sure. And that means that you don't really have to spend millions and millions for just securing it. You really start out at the low-hanging fruit, things that are really important to you, and build your roadmaps from there. So those conversations are I think, really enabling the clients.
Mm-hmm. So, we know that obviously they've been talking about a lot of the ESM stuff, and it seems like a lot of this is all just converging. Whether it's ESM, but there's security components, there's security vulnerabilities that once you start introducing those devices that you normally wouldn't have thought of because it was servers, it was routers, but now it's this toll booth or this gate or this manufacturing device.
It's Internet of Things.
Right.
Yeah.
So it seems like that opens up that security discussion far greater than we've ever even considered.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is why, and if you look at it, I think in the keynote yesterday, we heard from GE. We heard about Predix, right? We heard about the Internet of Things, about billions of events being monitored,
right.
And it is not far-fetched to see that a hacking attack or security vulnerabilities can happen from any of these non-standard or new devices.
Well, was it DIN a few months back?
That's correct.
Right? I mean, that was what, the Wi-Fi cameras?
That was the Wi-Fi cameras.
Yeah, there are just so many paths into your systems these days.
Absolutely. And that is why, having that enterprise-wide approach and saying, hey, what is it, if that gets impacted, we are truly at risk. Right. And then really looking at it outwards and seeing what feeds into those areas. And that becomes a critical security management path.
Right,
right. And I think those are some of the good conversations we are having with customers in literally every industry vertical.
Right. So talking about industries, you guys, you said you're U.S., Canada,
and India.
So you're covering clients across that whole spectrum?
That is correct. Actually, clients, it's interesting you say that. A lot of our clients are transnational companies.
Okay.
So we have done projects literally in every geography that ServiceNow is present in.
Right.
Majority of them are U.S., Canada, many in Europe, and now some in Australia and in Asia as well.
Oh, we get New Zealand, so
Yeah.
getting down in her neck
There
of
you
the
go.
woods.
Yeah.
One of my favorite places to go to.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear that.
So, so what are the sort of bigger topics that you helping your clients get through and over?
So it's been, what we heard about yesterday. I think that is that's something very central to our own theme. As I said, our motto, our mission has been enabling cloud, and for us that means Alcor is in the business of moving clients to cloud, right? Whether it's applications, infrastructure, and assisting them with that, secure the cloud, and help manage that cloud, right? So CSM is a big part of that as well for us, because again, it's cloud-driven software that ServiceNow has enabled. We also work on several complementary technologies around it, in event management with several ServiceNow partners, from Big Panda to IAHU to, in security I already named a few, and then also in orchestration, we are a Microsoft partner. We work with the Azure cloud as well as EC2. Right. So that to us is really the playground that I think we are hoping to leave an impression on.
Right. And once you start establishing those bases, the automation of things start becoming a possibility, because until you have that, I don't think that it's really much of a possibility.
The potential is enormous. We've been working with one of the largest retailers there, or actually, they're right up there with their e-commerce arm. We started out with a simple message of saying, hey, let's put our assets in order. And because there's a lot of assets.
Why would you want to do
that?
Right,
exactly, right? Just a low-hanging fruit, just a few $1 billion a year.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah. And we do that, and we realize, oh my God, we could automate this, we could automate that. Before you knew it, between Unix, Linux, Apple and Microsoft technology orchestrations, we probably had 70 orchestrations built out, 70 automation points. Yep. And now we are building a case study on that, but the savings itself in hundreds of millions.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I was having a conversation earlier today with someone about certain things that we've, not to age ourselves, but we've been around for a few years.
Yeah, just a little while.
But you're hearing organizations still talk about some of these basic fundamentals that we worked on 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. And they're like, oh, should we look at onboarding? Should we look at, and you're like, is this really still a discussion? But it is.
It is. It absolutely is. Oh my God. Yesterday, as I said, we hosted a large party. We had about 600 people. Right. Last night, and so lots of conversation. That's why I'm a little hoarse even now. And you would see both sides of the spectrum. I had several very sophisticated clients walk in, and size is not the consideration here. These could have been small credit unions. These were storage companies, and they are considerable in size. Public organizations, and talking about things like, hey, we went through our SOX audit 2 weeks back with 0 IT defects. And he said, you guys and ServiceNow are the ones that I'll give a lot of credit to for that. Right. So on one end, there's so much sophistication. On the other end, the client that for 3 years, what are you doing? I'm using the incident table for everything. And that's where I think we have to really coach them along and get that value.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, I wish you continued growth.
Thank you.
I wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'll see you in New Zealand.
Oh, very good.